Hello everyone and welcome to SkyFactory 4. So this pack starts us off on a tree, and this is quite literally the only thing we have on this world, so I'm actually not quite sure how I can get another tree if I break this guy. Dirt log, harvestable wood. Let's see, can I harvest these for saplings? We do have a builder's wand, toasted bread, coffee, a torch, and our advancement book, which we can open with L. And this looks like the pretty standard setup for the beginning of any skyblock. I wonder what we're using. Are there crooks in this? Okay, is this ex nihilo or some kind of variant? I'm not actually sure. But we do have to chop down this tree, like we do in any other mod pack, to get us started. Alright, the tree is chopped down, and as you can see, there's absolutely nothing. So probably the first thing we need to do is take some of our wood and build out a platform, starting with, actually, there's probably... Make an air fryer? What? Stop slabbing yourself. Save space and craft a crafting slab, furnace slab, or chest slab. Interesting. So these are the different ages that we can get to later on. Right now we really just have to focus on this. And what is our end goal? Trees to diamond. So it looks like we're going to grow most of our resources from trees, which is pretty interesting. But let's go ahead and see. So if we craft a crafting table, how do we make this into a slab? Slab? Well, we can make a crafting station into a crafting station. How do I make a crafting slab? Crafting slab. Crafting table and stick. Well, for right now, we'll just go ahead and place down our crafting station right here and make ourselves some slabs so we can expand our base, because we definitely need a lot more room, and standing on this one block of dirt is giving me mad... What's the word? I forget the word. That... Does this work how I think it works? I don't even know what this is for. Is it vertigo? It's the... No, it's not a fear of heights. It's when you look at something and makes you want to jump off. The call of the void. I think that's what it's known as. So let's go ahead and expand out our platform here. I want it to be just big enough so we can actually capture all of our, saplings from this dirt tree, so we can hopefully get some more and continue expanding out the platform. Alright, now we have a nice little place to play with, which is really good. Now it is funny, this is an older pack, so I kind of have to get used to the fact that all of the progression is based on the advancement tabs, which means I'm not going to get what I'm used to, which is the big, quest completed every single time you do something, and I'll just have to keep checking back here to see what our progression is. Now, as you can see, it's pretty obvious. We need to get a petrified sapling, which I'm pretty sure is for stone, clay for clay, bone for bones, and gravel for gravel. Interesting. Don't sieve on me. Is sieving a thing we have to do? How do I make other saplings? It's a good question. So if we go ahead and search for sapling, quite a lot. Cottonwood, dirt. Take an oak sapling with dirt acorns. How do we make petrified? Dirt. You need a dirt sapling surrounded by petrified acorns. Petrified acorns can be crafted in a dehydrator or on the drying rack. Gotcha. So this is why we need a drying rack. So we need to make some slabs. Make this into a drying rack. Let's make 2 for good measure. Let's make some more wood. And let's build a little platform. Oh, that font is so annoying. You can see the 1 kind of blends into the side there. So I thought this was 4 and we actually lost something, which is not that cool. So let me go ahead and build up right over here. And we'll place our drying rack up on the wall here. So now if I grab some of these acorns, we can dry these. Looks like they are quite slow with about 1%, maybe every, it looks like every second, maybe a little bit faster, which is still very slow. So we actually might need a ton of these, because if we need to dry these into petrified acorns to make our petrified sapling, we're going to have to do this 8 times, which is quite a lot. Let's go ahead and make a few more of these. And it does not look like we have access to the easy way to put stuff into the inventory, which is a little annoying, but we'll go ahead and put these here and dry some more of these acorns and plant another tree. Luckily, we can essentially do the torque to work by hitting shift to make the tree grow a bit faster. Let's place our torch, and it's all pretty standard stuff, and we're in a dirt leaf. That's awkward. Now, can I fix the crook? Because it did break. Probably not without an anvil, which is a little annoying, but we can just burn it in a furnace. Now these are going to dry out and we'll be able to make our sapling, so I'm going to continue harvesting some more trees so we have a little bit of wood to work with. Alright, so now that we have the acorns done, we take our petrified acorns, surround them with a dirt sapling to make a petrified sapling. Now we can grow this guy into a tree, so I did make another crook. Thought I didn't. Now we can grow this guy into a petrified tree, get some more petrified acorns, and then also make some dirt, which I think takes dirt resin and our regular acorns to make a little bit of dirt. So now we can expand our tree operations. Now these kind of trees usually need about, and it grew into me, nice. They usually need about 2 to 3 space if you want to be efficient about it. I think you can do, technically if these are all oak trees, you don't even need any space. But I do like to space them out just so we don't lose the leaves. So as you can see, they grow 2 out, so we want to do another 2 this way. So we'd want to put the dirt right here, but I'll add a little bit more space. So we'll place the dirt there, and we'll start harvesting these trees. Now, do I have my dirt saplings? I do. We'll continue to need these to get more dirt, but now we need to harvest a bunch of petrified stone. And now we got quite a little bit of our petrified stuff, so now we can go ahead and craft ourselves a clay sapling. And you can see where we're going with this. Now that we can make clay out of clay saplings, we're going to make a bonsai pot, a hopper bonsai pot, to have it do the work for us. Now it does look like in this version there are no, wooden hoppers. So we will have to wait until we get some iron, which shouldn't be that hard, I don't think. If we take a look at the quest book here, coal, ironwood is over here, so it's actually not that far. Pour iron over it, interesting. Not sure how we get that. But we can still make a hopper botany pot first to have it start automatically growing our trees, which will save us a lot of time. So now we can go ahead and plant the clay sapling and then do the same thing again. So now I need to make ourselves a crushing tub from some slabs here. Starting back up, thank you, put that in there. Make ourselves a crushing tub. And now if we take our, I think it was the petrified acorns, right? Petrified acorn, crushing tub, will let us make a gravel acorn, and some sap. Now how do I get the liquid out of here? Stick and sap makes a torch, but it has to be in a cauldron. Now, I think there was a way we could make a bucket. Yes, we can make an unfired clay bucket and make a clay bucket. So I think I might need a couple of these crushing tubs. So let me put this guy over here. Now if we put in a petrified acorn, and I think you have to jump on this. You do. Oh, I put in all of them. That's not good. I don't want to put all of them. So let's continue to do, we need 5 more. So now we can make a gravel acorn, and that one almost jumped off. That was not good. And it leaves some sap in the tub. Now we can use this gravel acorn to make ourselves a gravel sapling, and continue moving on. So now we need to make a bone sapling, which comes from dirt. And I wonder if it'll let me, so let me put this in here. Let's craft up some dirt. And we only have enough to make one. Okay, you can do it, but I think when you crush dirt, you actually also get a byproduct, which is, oh no, it makes more mud. But now we have the bone meal. But now to make the bone sapling, we are going to need another 7 of these. So I need to harvest a lot more dirt so we can make some more. We need to harvest a lot more dirt trees so we can make some more dirt. And there we go. 8 pieces of bone meal. So now we can take this, combine it with something to make our sapling. There it is, bone sapling. Takes a petrified sapling. And now we have all that done. Which means I should focus on gathering petrified wood so we can make some cobblestone, so we can make a furnace, so I can make some... So then, once I have a furnace, I can make bricks, use those bricks to make bonsai pots, and then start growing all of these trees automatically instead of manually. Because just collecting the dirt acorns was terrible. It seems like a single dirt tree yields about like a quarter, well like 3/4 of a piece of dirt, which means if I continue to do this manually, I am going to lose my mind. Okay, so it turns out it's not actually that bad, because while they don't have ultimine, They do have ore excavation, which works the same way. There's just no outline that shows it's active. But if you do hold down your, I don't even know what key this is called. On the keybinds, they called it the grave key, but it does work. So you can just do that, which is making this go quite a lot faster. Because breaking these manually was actually extremely slow, and I was like, there's no way they meant it to be this slow. So now that we harvested all of that, we can make our final piece of cobblestone, make ourselves a furnace, plop down the furnace, throw in some wood to make some charcoal, and then we can start pivoting back to our clay sapling so we can get some clay. Because if you look at the clay resin and clay acorn, we can start making a couple of clay blocks. And that's not what I wanted. There we go, more clay blocks into clay. And now we can use this clay to make bricks and use those bricks to make bonsai pot. Is that what they're called? Yeah, bonsai pots. They're not, what are they called in the other pack? Because I was searching for something else. Regardless, now we can actually do this and this will make everything go a lot faster. We just need to collect a little bit more clay because each pot takes 5 bricks, which means a single clay tree will yield about 1, maybe 1.5 clay pots. And we're going to need at least 5 for every sapling. So now I'm moving forward just a little bit, and I need to continue doing that. Now we're going to make an unfired clay bucket, which if we combine with our clay sapling, we should be able to make ourselves something else. Let me continue cooking this stuff. We should be able to take... I think we need a little bit more sap. What was the other one we got? Sap? Wait, not sap, because I need to take this clay sapling and put it in a crushing... No, how do I do this? Cottonwood, jungle sapling, cauldron. A cauldron with mud makes a jungle sapling. And we need a jungle sapling with cottonwood acorns. Wait, how do we make vines? Oh, I see. So we need 2 jungle saplings, 1 for vines, and the 1 to use, because then we can make a cottonwood sapling to grow string. Now, where do we get mud? Mud is dirt and water, or we can just crush dirt to make the bone meal, which means I need to get rid of the sap. Which means we need some more dirt. Now these bonsai pots are a little annoying. They don't have an internal inventory, so you still have to harvest them manually, but it is just a single right click with an axe, which is still a lot faster than what we were doing before. Alright, so I figured it out. So, using these wooden shears, I collected some leaves. We use those leaves to make some water. Then we take our bucket, we collect the water, put it into the cauldron. Then I add some dirt to make mud, and then I add our clay sapling to make a jungle sapling. So now I can dry that, grab another clay sapling, turn this into a jungle sapling, and now we just need 3 pieces of bone meal, which we can make from our bone sapling. So let me cut down this tree real quick. Now using our bone sapling, we can torque to work this guy back up. We can harvest his leaves. Then we can harvest the stem. Then we can use that to get some bone meal. Now when this guy is done, we can make our cottonwood sapling, which means we just have to make the sand sapling next. So let me save this one, it's over there, right? No, that's the bone, cottonwood. And then the sand sapling. We'll take sand acorns, and sand acorns are made by crushing gravel acorns. So there we go, that's done. So now I can take this and craft ourselves 1 cottonwood sapling. You have cotton, be kidding me. We also get sugarcane seeds as a byproduct of making the water, which is nice. And now we're left with a bunch of mud. But now we need to take our gravel sapling, and we need to get a bunch of gravel acorns so we can crush them into sand acorns and make ourselves the sand sapling. Which is funny because this just seems like a roundabout way of doing sieving without seeds. 1 tree later, and now we can take our gravel acorns and make ourselves... Oh, almost did that wrong. Now we take this, take out the leaves, put in our gravel acorns, mash these into... I think one of them just flew off the side of the map. I wonder what causes that, because sometimes they just shoot out. So we're going to need one more. So let me get one more gravel tree, and we'll be right back in a second. So now we put the last gravel acorn in here, collect it, use the sand acorns to make ourselves a sand sapling, and advancement completed palm trees. So now we can make some cotton to make ourselves a bed, get access to 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day working, another day deeper in debt, to make a coal sapling, which is really good because I've been making charcoal, and now that we can make a coal sapling, that's kind of a waste. Coal sapling, how do I make you? A coal sapling is made by burning a birch sapling. So how do we get a birch sapling? Well, a birch sapling is made by putting water and a sand sapling into the cauldron. So we have a bunch of mud, so we're going to have to replace this with water, which just means I have to break this guy, put him back down, grab our leaves. 1, 2, 3. It takes 10 leaves to make 1 bucket of water. Grab that water, break our cauldron, place it back, put that, take our sand sapling. Now we need to grow this guy just so we can get some more saplings out of it. Let me make ourselves another crook, because this one's broken and it won't function if it's broken. So now we grow this sand sapling, then we can use the sand sapling to make more sand saplings and turn this one into, what was I turning this into? Oh, the coal. That's what we were doing. Harvest that, chop you down. Now take the sand sapling, mix it with water to make a birch sapling, take the birch sapling and cook it into our coal sapling so we can start producing coal for free. Then how do we make tin? That's going to be the next sapling on our list. Grab our coal sapling, 16 tons completed, and now obtain tin by crafting tin amber. Use the Tinker's Complement melter or smeltery to melt it into molten tin and pour it into a casting basin or cast. Then to make the tin, pour molten tin over a birch sapling. So we can take our sand sapling and make another birch sapling. Type in tin sapling. And to make this guy, we have to cast 1 ingot of molten tin on the birch sapling. Now to make our molten tin, we have to melt down our block of amber. Now where is this guy? Past it. Tin amber. Tin amber. Why are there 2 different ones? They look the same. It's odd. But we craft tin amber with bone resin, clay resin, and gravel resin. Now we are going to need a smeltery, which takes seared stone. How are we supposed to get seared stone in this pack right now? Seared brick from grout, and we can craft grout because we have sand, gravel, and clay now. And of course, that's going to mean a lot more tree cutting because we're going to need quite a lot of grout. I haven't made a smeltery in a while. Well, it wasn't actually that far ago. When was the last time I made a smeltery in the pack? That was in Dusty Hell, so it wasn't too far ago, but they are annoying. I don't really like working with smelteries because they're cool to look at, but they're so easily, outdated in any other mod pack just because they're not that deep. You know what I mean? Anyways, so we need to get a bunch of sand, we need a bunch of gravel, and we need a bunch of clay. Alright, so after a little bit of work, now we can go ahead and make ourselves some grout. We can go ahead and smelt the grout with a little bit of sand to make some glass, and we can make a melter, the small version of the smeltery. Now we are also going to need a seared heater or tank to fuel, and I think it is a heater that we're going to need. So let me type heater, because that one is the thing that can use coal, I believe. Seared heater, which will just take a furnace. We don't have any more cobblestone. Where's my petrified? Can I craft another 8? Let me see. Petrified resin. And we don't have any petrified acorns. So I'm going to have to craft some more cobblestone. When do we get lava? There's actually a cobble generator, isn't there? I thought I saw that. Cobble. Make a cobble generator. How do I craft the cobble generator? Cobble generator. They come in different tiers. Where's tier 1? Takes a bucket of lava. Can I make a bucket of lava at this point? I don't think I can. Because if we take a look at the advancement page, create lava by using right click on a cauldron while holding cobble. Collect it in clay or regular bucket. Yeah, so I need cobblestone to make the lava, and then I can use the lava to make more cobblestone. But I think we need a better cauldron, because I think if I try to make lava in a wooden cauldron, it's just going to melt. So for now, we're going to have to continue to do things manually. Alright, cobblestone collected, make ourselves another furnace. Grab all of our seared brick. Use the seared brick with the furnace to make nope, not that one, I almost made the wrong thing. To make, I believe it was like this, right? Like this. Smelter. Then furnace plus, what was it called? I always forget the name of these things. Heater. And now we could just plop down the heater, top, and then put the melter on top. Then throw in some charcoal for power. And we are going to need a tap, which I think we could just make like this to put a faucet on the front of this. And this is why I dislike Tinker's Construct, because now, even though I did all of that, we still need a little bit more seared bricks to actually make the whatchamacallit, the casting table, so we can actually cast this stuff. So I need to collect even more sand, gravel, and clay to make a couple more. Luckily, we do have a little bit left over, but we're low on sand and gravel by the looks of it, which means we need to grind just a little bit more to get access to tin and iron. Alright, seared bricks are done, casting table completed. Plop this guy right here, throw in our birch sapling, and now we just need to make, what do we need to make? Tin amber. Tin amber. Tin amber. Craft this guy. Throw it into our melter, where it'll slowly melt using our charcoal, as you can see. Then we're going to pour this over the sapling to get access to tin infinitely for now and forever. Then we have to do the same with iron, I believe, is the exact same thing. Make iron amber and then put iron over an acacia sapling to make an iron sapling. Obtain a lapis sapling. Then redstone, lead, silver, gold, and diamond, along with slime. So now, come on. How much amber do you get out of this? Is it just an ingot? I guess we'll find out in a second. You get 2 ingots, so now we just pour this on top. And I can't make an ingot cast because we don't have, well, I can use bricks, right? Yeah, you can use bricks. But I think I'll just dump it because it's kind of not too bad. There we go, tin sapling. It's tin in this pack. Now we need to make iron amber. Iron amber over there, which comes from coal. So we need to quickly grow this coal sapling. Grow now. Okay, it's very slow. There we go. Let me combine our crooks together, get a little bit of durability on these. Chop down the tree, which should give us our coal amber. And now we can combine this to make iron amber. Amber is the color of my dinosaur. Advancement unlocked, but now we need acacia saplings. And acacia is made from putting an apple sapling in water. And is that the only way? How do we get an apple sapling? Made when planting apple seeds. Okay, well, how do I get an apple seed? Apple seed. Crush an apple. Okay. An apple comes from apple or oak. Can I make oak saplings? Oak is dirt and water. So if I grab our dirt sapling and add water, you get an oak sapling. Now the oak sapling can make apples. So now we plant this guy, grow him to get apples. And then how do we get the apple seed? Crush the apple. So let me make another crook, and I swear I'm going through crooks like crazy. It's probably the most vital thing in this pack. And we got 0 apples. Okay, that's nice. Wait, why am I doing it like this? I could just plant it on my bonsai thing. There we go. So now I will need another axe, so we can harvest this. But we should be able to get apples at a rate of... Oak sapling is 30% chance. An apple sapling is 70%. Made when planting apple seeds. Good to know. So we just have to RNG it until we get an apple, and then we can make apple seeds, make an apple sapling, and then turn that into an acacia tree. Now, how do I actually make the acacia again? The acacia was apple in water. So this guy's done. Let's see if we get apples. We did. So now we place an apple in here to get apple seeds, plant it. Now it doesn't look like we can twerk to work this one, so we'll have to wait for that to grow into an apple tree, but then we can cut down that tree to get access to apple seeds, not apple seeds, to get access to an apple sapling and convert that to acacia. How long this is going to take, I'm not sure, but at least I can use that time to use this other dirt to grow some of the other trees. And finally, we have an apple tree. Luckily I remembered we can craft bone meal, so I was able to speed that up. But now, we need a sapling from this, so let me craft another crook. And while I was doing that, we can harvest this to get apple saplings. Now we can take the apple sapling, add water to make an acacia sapling, and this is when I realized that the iron amber cannot be made into iron in the melter with charcoal. It's not hot enough. So I had to make a stone cauldron out of cobblestone into stone. So I should be able to... Wait a minute. I think I need... I don't think this is going to work now that I think about it. Like if I do this... Yeah, it's not hot enough. So I think I have to make the tank, right? There's the other seared... Yeah, what is it called? Using solid fuels, melter, place above a heater or seared tank. So we need a seared tank. There we go. Which will take a piece of glass and some seared brick. So let me grab our lava out of there. We need to be able to craft another piece of sand. Throw that in here. Wait for that to cook. And then when it's done cooking, take this, combine it with our seared brick to make a seared tank. Aren't you glad I didn't say banana? I don't get the reference to that joke. So now we replace this heater with the tank, throw the lava in here. Now we can melt it. It's hot enough. Now we take our acacia sapling, put you there. We chop down the rest of this tree. I realize that crafting the axe kind of doesn't do anything for cutting down the trees. It's mostly useful just for harvesting from the bonsai pot. But we're so close to iron, we probably aren't even going to need that. So now the iron amber is going to melt into 2 iron ingots. We're going to pour it on the acacia sapling and get access to our ironwood tree. If only it could go a little bit faster. And there we go, 2 iron ingots. Smelt that over our acacia sapling. Give it like 15 to 20 seconds to turn into our ironwood sapling, and we finally have access to iron and all the neat stuff we can do with that. There we go, advancement made, ironwood. Now we place this guy over here, we grow this tree, and it looks like twerk to work is working. And let me use the crook on this guy to get more saplings. And chop down the logs, very small tree. And now we can use this iron resin to make more iron amber to make ingots. Not as nice as I thought. I thought it'd be more direct to making it, but now we can use this to make lead amber, gold amber, redstone saplings using coal and rose red, and osmium as well. Which means we're going to need a little bit more lava. But now we do have access to the iron, which is pretty nice. As we've been working our way through the quest book pretty easily. Now, there are a couple of things I think we're going to need to make this go a lot smoother. We want a cobblestone generator, because that's the easiest way to get cobblestone without having to use a sapling. There's no point in crafting the sapling and making a sapling bonsai pot when we could just make a generator, so we want this. It does want us to make obsidian, but we don't really need that at this point. Donut sapling and bacon sapling can come later, and this. So really, I need to craft a cobblestone generator, and then we can work on getting the rest of these saplings. And now, after collecting even more cobblestone, we can't make these. Why not? So it lets you... Oh wait, there it is. I was about to say, why can't I craft it? So it looks like they have 3 different setups, and the bottom one is what takes these ceramics. Buckets, which is pretty funny, can output to an inventory above or a hopper below. So let me go ahead and make ourselves a chest. Actually, we don't need a double wide chest. Actually, I think there is a advancement for having a double wide. Let me see. Craft or create a cobblestone generator and fill all the slots of a vanilla chest. Open the chest to complete the advancement. So we'll put this guy right here. Actually, we'll put him on this side. And put a chest on top. And now we produce cobblestone for free. Now what are these and why are they here? Chinese workshop. Oh, interesting. It's just they're building stuff, which is nice. Always nice to have building options. And now, I'm going to need a lot of iron, which means I need an ingot cast, but you can really only make the cast out of gold. So I think I'm going to have to make a bunch of sand so we can make sand casts. Or actually, is there no sand cast in this pack? Sand. Is there no sand casting? Oh, they're clay casts. But then where's the ingot cast? I didn't see that one before. There's ingot. So can I only make the ingot cast out of gold? There's no other cast? Because if I type ingot cast, yeah, there's only the one made out of gold. Which means how am I supposed to get iron ingots? Oh, the irony. Well, we can't get access to gold until we get access to lead. But we can't make ingots because we don't have access to... Unless there's a different way. Let me see. Iron ingots. Iron ingots. Ah, I see. So we could just smelt the amber directly in a furnace to get a single ingot. But if we do it in the casting machine, iron amber provides 2 ingots. So it lets you double the ores. But we just have to do single for right now. So I'm going to need my iron tree. Where is he? Iron tree. Iron saplings. And we're just going to have to use the furnace here to get a couple of them. And work our way all the way up to gold so we can make the casts for the ingots. And then we could technically use the melter to double it. But that's not going to be too important right now, I don't think. We still have to unlock quite a bit of the other stuff. Alright, I collected a little bit of our iron resin and stuff, but now we need to make a lapis sapling. So it's going to start with some water, which we don't have. So let me grab some seeds, not seeds, dirt leaves. Convert this to water, grab our bucket, take that water, put it in the cauldron, mix the coal sapling to make a dark oak sapling, and now to turn this into a lapis sapling, we're also going to need a bottle of water. So now we grab our glass, make ourselves some glass bottles, fill up said bottles with water, and use these to make ourselves a lapis sapling. And the Blue Man Group advancement is done. And now that we have access to lapis, we can make ourselves lead. We just need a little bit of the lapis amber, so we're going to go ahead and grow this tree. Then we should be able to make the lapis. So harvest this, chop down the logs, come over here, grab the water bottle. Now if I type in lead amber, and that is not how you type it, lead amber, we are missing Wait, what? Blue dyed water bottle. Am I missing something? Obtain lead by crafting lead amber. Lead amber is made through a variety of methods. There's something I'm missing. Okay, I figured out what I was doing wrong. You take the lapis acorns and turn those into a lapis lazuli block. Then we can make that into lapis lazuli. Then I can take this water and I should be able to re-add it into here. Add in this to make it blue dyed. Take the blue dyed water and add this into, and none of those are the right thing, here with petrified resin. So let me go ahead and grab petrified sapling, grow this, and now we can put it all together to make lead amber. Let it go. Now we can add the lead amber into this, and I need to break this first so we can get rid of, yeah, the tank's on the bottom so we don't lose the lava. You there. Melt the lead. Now we take the lead amber, we melt this in a melter into molten lead. Then we take the molten lead and we cast it on, why don't I just type lead sapling, that'd actually be easier. Sapling. Sapling. On a dark oak sapling, which is water and coal. Coal sapling. Grab our, oh, this is blue dyed water, so let me empty this real quick. I don't think we need any more blue dyed water, so let me go ahead and just break this and replace it. Put you back. Stomp out some more water. Water in there. Dark oak in here. Add the lead, and make ourselves a lead sapling. Very slow. We're also subsisting on only acorns, so I'm hoping after we get this chapter done, we can get some farming going and get access to something a little bit better to eat. And there we go. 1 lead sapling. Lead Zeppelin. Which means now we have access to silver and gold, and then diamond. Alright, so now last 3 saplings. So starting with silver, to make a silver sapling, we're going to need a mineral sapling, which is just a lapis sapling and water. So if we grab one of our lapis saplings and combine it with some water, we get a mineral sapling. Now to make silver amber, we're going to need, looks like light gray, lead, tin, and stone resin. So let's see, how do we get light gray? Light gray water bottle is gray, you can mix it like that, light gray water. Light gray powder, iron berries, come from ironwood saplings. Is that something I have? Ironwood sapling. No, you have to buy this. So how do we get the iron dye? I mean the silver dye. Okay, so I think I figured out how I'm gonna make the silver amber. So you do need light gray powder. But I can't craft it because we don't have the stuff. But you can make pulverized coal with a, what is this mod? Integrated dynamics squeezer with coal or charcoal. So, using some of the iron we now have access to, we're going to go ahead and make ourselves a squeezer, which there's, why are there 15 pages? Squeezer. Plop this guy right here. Then we're going to throw in a piece of charcoal, like so. We're going to jump to pulverize it. Where'd it go? Do I need to jump one more time? How do I do this? Oh, you had to reset it with like a lever or something, right? Actually, I can make a button. Then if I put the button, if I do this and then put the button right here, that should reset it, right? Yes. And it didn't crush. Why did you not crush? Oh, I guess it has to be coal and not charcoal. Well, we have little coal pieces. We're going to need a bit more coal. But then I can crush that, combine it with our bone meal to make the dye, and then we can make the silver amber. So now we take our coal, put you back in here, squeeze into pulverized coal, take this and mix it with bone meal, to make light gray dye. Then we can take this and make our silver amber. Take our mineral sapling. Add you there. Smelt this, and you're melting, right? Yes. Then we can melt the silver on top of the mineral to make our silver sapling and move on to gold. So now to make the gold, we just need oak, which we already have. That's easy enough. But now to make the gold amber, we're going to need yellow dye. And I think we have everything else. We're going to need a little bit of iron resin, but that's easy enough to get. Iron. But then how are we going to get yellow? So there's dandelion, yellow dye powder, yellow dyed bottle, yellow dyed water, yellow dye powder, dandelion yellow, squeeze a dandelion, any log to make a market, but we don't have access to emeralds to buy it. So how are we going to get yellow this time? Interesting. I'm not sure how we're going to get the yellow dye. But regardless, now we can pour this on top of our sapling to make our silver sapling, and then figure that out. So there are a couple ways. We can make grass and dirt, which means we could make a field, bone meal it to get some flowers, and I think that's what we'll have to do. So now we have our silver sapling, put that away. And I think that's what we're going to have to do. So we're going to have to make some more dirt and grass. So you can see grass is pretty easy to make because we can use the cauldron with mud and leaves to make grass, and mud is made with dirt and water. And I think this actually, it does, because mud is made with one piece of dirt and water. But then you can turn 4 bottles of mud into 4 pieces of dirt. So yeah, this is what we'll have to do. So now if we bone meal this patch of grass, we get flowers. Not the flowers we need, but flowers anyway. So let's see if we can get a yellow. These are mostly blue. And let's see, I might have to try a different area, because I do think... I'm not actually sure the way the mechanic directly works, but I know that there is a mechanic where flowers can really only grow in a specific area based on where they grew from originally, and I need more bones. And this mod pack, the early game, is just running out of stuff made from saplings, replant the saplings, and reharvest them over and over and over again. At least it's interesting with the progression of using trees to get everything, which is really cool. But man, it's getting a little bit tired. Let's see, yeah, because see, these are only providing blue blue flowers. So I think I have to try a different area. So, after getting some more wood and checking the journey map, this area over here is technically a forest. Or this part's a river. Where's the forest? It said forest when I was here before. Why is it saying river now? Because if we check, river region, forest region. Yeah, it says forest. So it must be like right here. If you go to the right, it's a river. Right here is forest. There we go, forest. So if we plant our leaves over here, river. So I think I need to go more this way. Plant our grass. And then place a bone meal. We should be able to get yellow. There we go. Dandelion. Along with some other seeds, but really we just needed this one. And now it should work if I place the dandelion and right click it. It doesn't do anything. Gotcha. So let me just use the rest of this. Nice, some more dandelions, some more seeds. And we're good to go. So now that we have the yellow, we can make the gold amber and make ourselves a gold sapling. Alright, so now we take our dandelions, convert that into yellow. Then we type gold amber. And craft ourselves some gold amber. Then we just need an oak sapling. And I need to get rid of this molten silver, so let me break this guy. Break the melter. Replace the melter. Place the gold. place the oak. Then we pour the gold on the oak sapling to make ourselves the gold sapling. And now we just need to craft ourselves the diamond sapling, which will take a redstone sapling, which I did skip. But now we have the gold sapling and money grows on trees. Now, it's funny because the redstone sapling is down here. It doesn't really show a link. They probably should have linked it with a line. But the redstone sapling is probably not going to be that hard now that we have the rose dye, because I'm guessing we're going to need something red to make the redstone amber. No, it just takes redstone resin. How do I make the redstone sapling? Oh, we just craft it. So we just need red dyed water or rose red. So it's a good thing we got this poppy. So now we can make rose red and craft ourselves the redstone sapling. And now we can make ourselves this guy. So we need a bit of gold. Oh, I do need I almost destroyed this guy. So we need to use this redstone sapling to make a redstone tree, harvest it, get some more saplings. Like so. Then we need to take our gold sapling and do the same thing. So we can harvest some gold resin and other stuffs. I forget, what are these called? Acorns. Harvest that. And now that we have all of this, put it together. And we need silver. I did not make a silver tree yet. There we go, silver sapling. Silver. So now we harvest the silver, and then we can make the diamond tree. Let's see, I should have another crook in here. There we go. And now we can craft ourselves a diamond sapling. This tree is forever. And now we can plant it and obtain a diamond. And I wonder, is it going to be easy or is it going to be more involved? Usually all the other ones were pretty easy. We just had to chop down the tree. Now if we take a look, diamond acorns, 9 acorns to a single diamond. So if we plant down one more tree and then harvest it. Okay, 2 trees. We're unlucky with our acorn drops. But I think if we make a higher level crook, we do get better drops. I think that's how it works. So finally craft this, take down the logs, and make a diamond. And advancement completed, trees to diamond. And that is the main quest line in SkyFactory 4 done. Now there are a few side quests we need to finish, like getting the bacon sapling, the donut sapling, get a piece of obsidian, and craft a cobblestone mud bucket. There's a chance you will breed a vanilla pig. We need to get pigs at some point, make a bed, and get slimed. But other than that, we have fully completed the first chapter. Well, technically there's no chapters anymore, it's just tabs of advancements. The first tab of advancements, we have access to all of the basic ingredients: iron, gold, lapis, redstone, tin, silver, diamonds, cobblestone, dirt, and we can move on with the rest of the pack and see what else we can explore. This has been a pretty good first episode. I think we accomplished more than enough than I thought I wanted to do, and this is going to set us up for future episodes. So I think next episode I'm going to focus on making some bonsai tree pots with the hopper upgrades, so we can start passively collecting all of our tree drops. Actually, I want to see, what kind of storage do we have? Do we have storage? Okay, we have AE storage. We take a look at chests. We do have a variety of chests, but these are mostly vanilla. If we type drawer, there are no drawers. I wonder, does this have a tab for storage? It does. Perfect. Craft a simple storage network. Age of storage. Wooden barrels and drums. And then AE can come later. Because I'm not sure how we would make this. AE. We would need power first anyway, so I'm not too concerned about making that yet. But we can set up our storage and logistics systems as well to actually store all of our tree drops and start working towards the future. But as always, I'm your host, Hamas28, and I'll see you guys next time.